Geography, Class 6, Chapter 5. Major domains of the Earth. As you have read in the first chapter, the Earth is only planet which has life. Human beings can live here because the life sustaining elements of land, water, and air are present on the Earth. The surface of the Earth is a complex zone in which three main components of the environment meet, overlap, and interact. The solid portion of the Earth on which we live is called the lithosphere. The gaseous layers that surround the Earth is the atmosphere, where nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and other gases are found. Water covers a very big area of the Earth's surface, and this area is called the hydrosphere. The hydrosphere comprises water in all its forms, that is, ice, water, and water vapor. The biosphere is the narrow zone where we find land, water, and air together, which contains all forms of life. Lithosphere. The solid portion of the Earth is called the lithosphere. It comprises the rocks of the Earth's crust and the thin layers of soil that contain nutrient elements which sustain organisms. There are two main divisions of the Earth's surface. The large land masses are known as the continents, and the huge water bodies are called the ocean basins. All the oceans of the world are connected with one another. Look at the map of the world, figure 5.1. Are all the land masses connected with one another? The level of sea water remains the same everywhere. Elevation of land is measured from the level of the sea, which is taken as 0. Do you know Edmund Hillary from New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay Sherpa from India were the first men to climb the highest mountain peak, Mount Everest, on the planet Earth on 29th May 1953. Junko Tabai from Japan was the first woman to reach the summit on 16th May 1975. The first Indian woman to climb the highest peak on 23rd May 1984 was Bichendri Pal. The highest mountain peak, Mount Everest, is 8,848 meters above the sea level. The greatest depth of 11,022 meters is recorded at the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean. Could you imagine that depth of sea is much more than the highest point? Continents. There are seven major continents. These are separated by large water bodies. These continents are Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia, and Antarctica. Look at the map of the world, figure 5.1, and notice that the greater part of the land mass lies in the northern hemisphere. Asia is the largest continent. It covers about one third of the total land of the earth. The continent lies in the eastern hemisphere. The Tropic of Cancer passes through this continent. Asia is separated from Europe by the Ural Mountains on the west. The combined landmass of Europe and Asia is called the Eurasia, Europe plus Asia. Europe is much smaller than Asia. The continent lies in the west of Asia. The Arctic Circle passes through it. It is bound by water bodies on three sides. Look at the map of the world and locate it. Africa is the second largest continent after Asia. The equator, or 0 degree latitude, runs almost through the middle of the continent. The large part of Africa lies in the northern hemisphere. Look at the figure 5.1. You will find that it is the only continent through which the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, and the Tropic of Capricorn pass. The Sahara Desert, Sahara Desert, the world's largest hot desert, is located in Africa. The continent is bound on all sides by oceans and seas. Look at the world map, figure 5.1. You will notice that the world's longest river, the Nile, flows through Africa. Notice where the equator, the Tropic of Cancer, and the Tropic of Capricorn pass in the map of Africa. North America is the third largest continent of the world. It is linked to South America by a very narrow strip of land called the Isthmus of Panama. The continent lies completely in the north and western hemisphere. Three oceans surround this continent. Can you name these oceans? South America lies mostly in the southern hemisphere. Which two oceans surround it on the east and the west? The Andes, world's longest mountain range, runs through its length from north to south. Figure 5.1. South America has the world's largest river, the Amazon. Australia is the smallest continent that lies entirely in the southern hemisphere. It is surrounded on all sides by the oceans and seas. It is called an island continent. Antarctica, completely in the southern hemisphere, is a huge continent. The South Pole lies almost at the center of this continent. It is located in the South Polar region. It is permanently covered with thick ice sheets. There are no permanent human settlements. Many countries have research stations in Antarctica. India also has research stations there. These are named as Maitri and Bharati. Hydrosphere. The Earth is called the blue planet. More than 71% of the Earth is covered with water and 29% is with land. Hydrosphere consists of water in its forms, as running water in oceans and rivers and lakes, and in lakes, ice in glaciers, underground water, and the water vapor in atmosphere all comprise the hydrosphere. More than 97% of Earth's water is found in the oceans and is too salty for human use. A large portion of the rest of the water is in the form of ice sheets and glaciers or under the ground, and a very small percentage is available as fresh water for human use. Hence, despite being a blue planet, we face a shortage of water. Check out this figure, which shows comparative size of the continents. Oceans. Oceans are the major part of hydrosphere. They are all interconnected. Ocean waters are always moving. The three chief movement of ocean waters are the waves, the tides, and the ocean currents. The five major oceans are the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Southern Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean in order of their size. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean. It is spread over one third of the earth. Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the earth, lies in the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is almost circular in shape. Asia, Australia, North and South America surround it. Look at the map and find out the location of the continents around the Pacific Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean in the world. It is S-shaped. It is flanked by the North and South Americas on the western side and Europe and Africa on the eastern side. The coastline of Atlantic Ocean is highly indented. This irregular and indented coastline provides ideal location for natural harbors and ports. From the point of view of commerce, it is the bluest ocean. The Indian Ocean is the only ocean named after a country, that is India. The shape of ocean is almost triangular. In the north, it is bounded by Asia, in the west by Africa, and in the east by Australia. The Southern Ocean encircles the continent of Antarctica and extends northward to 60 degrees south latitude. The Arctic Circle is located within the Arctic Circle and surrounds the North Pole. It is connected with the Pacific Ocean by a narrow stretch of shallow water known as Bering Strait. It is bound by northern coasts of North America and Eurasia. Atmosphere. The Earth is surrounded by a layer of gas called the atmosphere. This thin blanket of air is an integral and important aspect of the planet. It provides us with the air we breathe and protects us from the harmful effects of sun's rays. The atmosphere extends up to a height of about 1600 kilometers. The atmosphere is divided into five layers based on composition, temperature, and other properties. These layers, starting from Earth's surface, are called troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and the exosphere. The atmosphere is comprised mainly of nitrogen and oxygen, which makes up about 99% of clean, dry air. Nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and other gases like carbon dioxide, argon, and other comprise 1% by volume. Oxygen Oxygen is the breath of life, while nitrogen helps in the growth of living organisms. Carbon dioxide though present in minute sorry. Carbon dioxide, though present in minute amount, is important as it absorbs heat radiated by the earth, thereby keeping the planet warm. It is also essential for the growth of plants. The density of atmosphere varies with height. It is maximum at the sea level and decreases rapidly as we go up. The climbers experience problems in breathing due to this decrease in the density of air. They have to carry with them oxygen cylinders to be able to breathe at high altitudes. The temperature also decreases as we go upwards. The atmosphere exerts pressure on the earth. This varies from place to place. Some areas experience high pressure and some areas low pressure. Air pressure to low pressure. Oh. Air moves Air moves from high pressure to low pressure. Moving air is known as wind. Biosphere, the domain of life. The biosphere is the narrow zone of contact between the land, water, and air. It is in this zone that life that is unique to this planet exists. There are several species of organisms that vary in size from microbes and bacteria to huge mammals. All the living organisms, including humans, are linked to each other and to the biosphere for survival. The organisms in the biosphere may broadly be divided into the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. The three domains of the earth interact with each other and affect each other in some way or the other. For example, cutting of forests for fulfilling our needs of wood or clearing lands for agriculture may lead to fast removal of soil from slopes. Similarly, Earth's surface may be changed due to natural calamities like earthquakes. For example, there could be submergence of land, as happened in the case of tsunami recently. Parts of Andaman and Nicobar Islands were submerged underwater. Discharge of waste material into lakes and rivers make the water unsuitable for human use. It also damages other forms of life. Emission from industries, thermal power plants, and vehicles pollute the air. Carbon dioxide, CO2, is an important constituent of air, but increases in the amount of CO2 but increase in the amount of CO2 leads to increase in global temperatures. This is termed as global warming. There is thus a need to limit the use of resources of the earth to maintain the balance of nature between the domains of lithosphere, the atmosphere, and the hydrosphere.